I haven't done an off-the-grid video this month for any of the smart trainers that I own, but yesterday I was reading a review of the Tacx FLUX which mentioned somewhere deep in the paragraphs that it operates like a fluid trainer without any power plugged in. So yesterday, power pulled, and it was time to put that to the Llama lab test. Back to why I cover the off-the-grid series. Well, if you only own one trainer, you're going to a race or to the track or somewhere, maybe out in the back deck to watch the kids or the dog on a sunny day to work on your tan lines, is it worth even pulling that trainer out and moving it from inside? Is it going to offer any resistance? Is it going to top out in the sprints? Well, that's what I'm here to answer. Without power, this unit won't transmit anything at all, so we'll have to select the power meter as the source here to get moving on Zwift. So there's no power, no speed, no cadence, no controllableness at all from the Tacx FLUX when it's off the grid. As always, if I can do matchy-matchy with the kit and the bike, there we go. Keeping with my Tacx theme for the day. And there we are, Watopia, throwing a U-turn and getting into the ride. The Tacx FLUX is a pretty quiet trainer, so just the crunching of the gear changes is probably the loudest thing. To my surprise, the Tacx FLUX works quite well without power. Again, it won't transmit any data, no variable resistance changes, but to provide enough resistance for a race warm-up or even to get through the Llama lab, as we see here in DC Ramaker's analysis tool, this is just the power from the Asioma pedals. Just dive quickly into that. So 200 watt steady state where I had to choose the watts, had to answer an email through here, so stepping up to 250 was a little bit laggy on my behalf. 250. No problems at all. Now, it wasn't the smoothest ramp up, and it wasn't like a fluid trainer that just gives that beautiful speed resistance curve, but it was enough to get the job done. Into the sprints, I had to try 3 times for a sprint because the unit really spins out early on in the lower gearing, so it's not quite a linear, it's just a bit weird in the sprint. You've got to grab a few gears. But look, it started pushing up to 1,000 watts there on the pedals for a little bit, probably sustained. You're looking at around 700, 800, 900 watts sustained. Definitely enough for a warm-up and enough for a workout outside. Into the overs and unders. You can see here I have to choose the watts for the over and unders, the 20 second on, 20 second off, so I have to kick it, and then it didn't hold nicely, if that makes sense. Not like a fluid trainer. Again, it didn't have that ramp up. It was sort of, it ramped up and sort of let go a little bit and then just sort of hovered. The second time around where I tried it, I sort of learnt how to hold the power a little better for myself and how the unit actually worked. So it wasn't quite a fluid trainer, but it's damn near close. Now onto the bonus round for today, the Tacx Vortex wheel-on trainer. Now we can measure the wheel speed for this. Again, this unit is designed for being powered, but it does offer a bit of resistance without power. Very light unit, easy to transport. So on with the bike and into the session. Now what I'll do with this, rather than a Llama lab test, we'll just do a straight speed power ramp. So you can see here, I've put a bit of info on the screen there. I guess all you really need to know is that little blue line I've got there in the little white box, it's quite a linear speed and power curve. It's actually, well, it's not even a curve, it's a line. So it's definitely enough watts there. So 35 kilometers an hour wheel speed, up to 350 watts. You can see me stepping up there to 40 k's an hour. And then it's providing over 400 watts there, sustained right into the end. So what I should have done prior to doing all that work and just generating that speed and power graph line is just jump on Google and see if somebody had already done it. Turns out they already had. Over here on powercurvesensor.com, who sell a little device that is a virtual power thing, they've put up a ton of speed and power curves. I didn't think Vortex would have been one of them, given it's a powered smart trainer, but here it is. There's the speed versus power curve. It looks pretty linear. It's pretty close to the data that I had anyway, so it was nice to validate mine up against that. So there we have it, today's Off the Grid series with the Tacx FLUX and the Tacx Vortex wheel-on smart trainer. Both not too bad. They do seem to top out in the sprints, so they're not probably the best for that high-end stuff, but steady state, they're not too bad at all. So if it's a nice day outside, you need to work on those tan lines, keep an eye on the kids, as I've said, or a race warm-up, they're valid solutions. Alrighty, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.